We got some breaking news for you right now because China's finance ministry is saying it will impose additional tariffs now on U.S. goods. That's going to start on April 10th at a rate of 34%. Joining us to discuss this as the markets continue to decline on the back of that news, literally just out moments ago, Jeremy Siegel, Professor Emeritus at Finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business and Chief Economist at Wisdom Tree. Good morning to you, Jeremy. We're always trying to get your wisdom in moments like this. You're often a calming voice. I don't know if you'll be a calming voice this morning, but as you see what's taking place with these tariffs, do you anticipate the market to turn around, or is this a falling knife that continues to fall?
Well, first, I want to pick up on what you said, Andrew, about the Smoot-Hawley tariff. I think this is the biggest policy mistake in 95 years. And what is interesting is on the Republican Senate's website. So if you go to senate.gov and look up tariffs, this is what they say. It was on June 13th, 1930, that the Senate passed the Smoot-Hawley tariff, describing it as among the most catastrophic acts in congressional history. Now, this is the Republican-controlled U.S. Senate. And it said, despite the fact that 1,000 economists wrote a letter to Hoover saying, veto it, he did not veto it. And then it goes on saying the results were, and to use their words, disastrous. So disastrous that the American public voted the Republicans out of the House, the Senate, and the presidency 2 years later. Now, to be fair, the Fed screwed up badly afterwards as the economy sunk as a result of this. And they're not going to do that again because they've learned that lesson. I don't know why Trump didn't learn the lesson of the Smoot-Hawley tariff, because I know the Fed learned the lesson of its mistakes in 1930, 31, and 32. That's one reason why the great financial crisis did not turn into a Great Depression. We flooded the banks with liquidity, which we did not do 95 years ago. But very honestly, I mean, they say it all. I wouldn't be surprised if President Trump scrubs this passage out of the website, because this is on the Senate Republican website. Right. The good news, I mean, I think the Fed is going to be lowering interest rates. I think they have to lower interest rates as a result of this global shock. And yes, there will be higher inflation, to be sure. But this is Joe described it as a self-inflicted wound, unforced error, did not have to happen. Supply shock. Powell himself said at the March FOMC meeting, we're going to see through the inflation impact of this. Now, some will object to it, but nonetheless, I think that actually, at first, I thought there was no chance of a May cut in rates. Now, I think that chance has been increased dramatically. I mean,
Jeremy,
unless
Jeremy,
Trump makes a dramatic reversal on these tariffs.
As you're speaking, we should now note the Dow has continued to tumble. We're now down close to 1,000 points on the Dow, and that's picked up steam. That was about half of what it was almost literally 15 minutes ago. The Chinese finance minister making these comments about retaliation. I think the question, therefore, becomes the following. If, in fact, you think the Fed is going to try to mitigate what has turned out, or at least thus far looks like a man-made conundrum, or whatever we're going to call it, do you want to own this market? Or do you think that right now, given everything that's going on, it still has a lot more to go if, in fact, this is going to continue this way? Do you want to be in this market, or do you say everything's now on sale? I don't know the answer.
If you're a long-term investor, you're staying in the market. I'm staying in the market. If you're a trader, there are storms ahead as long as these tariffs remain. And I mean, this is what just happened, 10 minutes ago, is the nightmare result, the retaliation. And by the way, trade is a much more important part of the global economy than it was 95 years ago when the Smoot-Hawley tariff was put on. So the implications are potentially a lot worse. So short run, very stormy. If you're a market timer, which I don't advocate, as we all know, 95% of non-market timers do very badly. You keep your powder dry. If you're a long-term investor, these tariffs are not going to be forever by any means. There will be brighter days, to be sure. And, the American economy is basically going to be the greatest economy in the world, as it has been over the last 20 or 30 years.